Greetings and welcome to Let's Play by Play, a podcast of narrated playthroughs of video games. We're going to return to Dark Forces Mission 4, but using the Force engine, a fan-made port of the game. So we'll click Mods since we're loading the community patch. And we're going to go to Research Facility, 4th mission. Click Begin Mission. We see Mission 4, the Planet Fest, Imperial Weapons Research Facility. Background: Moff Rebus designed the prototype weapons for the Dark Troopers. He wouldn't reveal much under questioning, but during one of his rants, he revealed, "You should have seen the results of our tests on Fest. My weapons are going to put a lot of holes in a lot of rebel scum." Crixmy Dean has confirmed the existence of an Imperial weapons site on the planet Fest, doing metallurgical research on new alloys. Knowing what kind of metals they're using will give us definite clues to the Dark Troopers. Mission: I'll drop you in an old landing area far outside the base, surrounded by rocky cliff areas. Be careful, one bad move and you'll be a crater. The base itself is buried deep within the rock, with an access-controlled front encampment that protects it from a strong frontal attack. Find other openings that may provide easier entry. When you've completed your mission, I'll pick you up at the drop point. Otherwise, it's just the way you like it, on your own. Mission objectives: infiltrate the base and find some samples of the metal that they are testing. Return to the landing area. Clicking OK, loading mission. Now we see the moldy crow in front of us, kind of hovering between two faces of the rock cliffs, and it flies through an opening up ahead and veers off to the right. We see a kind of light orange sky above with some thin wispy clouds. We're standing on some kind of metal platform that she's dropped us off at. And then to our left we see kind of a small cave opening here, cave tunnel. Walk through this cave tunnel as it winds left, then right. We see a trooper up ahead, as well as stormtrooper. Oh, they spotted me. Okay, taking out the two troopers left and right. Oh, we've run out of ammo. So we will just punch the officer there, pick up their ammo that they dropped. Now in this clearing, we can see the sky up ahead as it opens up. The sky is a light orange color with thin wispy clouds stretching across it. There's a way to go off to the left, as well as kind of an elevated break in the rock, as well as to the right. The rock around us is kind of a light gray. Lots of sheer cliffs with straight drops down, and some shaded ledges as well, above and below. But we'll actually head off to the left side, and we can see opening to the right in a small cavern. And that small cavern has some almost step-like carvings into the rock. There's also a ledge up above us where some troopers have been shooting at us, but they seem to have moved on. We're just gonna grab the ammo that we find inside this little stepping cavern. Oh, there's an enemy below us. We'll take them out too. We'll grab some thermal detonators here, and then back down these steps, and then jump back over to that ledge that we came to. Now we're going to cross this kind of metal beam. Some enemies below shooting up at us, but we're just going to pass them by. In front are two stormtroopers. We're going to get the drop on them. So we're in kind of a large, tall cavern area with a small crevice between, kind of splitting the floor. You can hear the wind howling between them and some ammo below, but we don't need that just yet. So we've got 46 ammo. We're making our way up some steps through this opening, narrow opening. Oh, stormtroopers to our right, at our level and above. We're low on ammo. Okay, so the steps go up a bit, and further up, we're just going to keep going up here. We're going to use our fists. He dropped his ammo. Fortunately, there's two more up ahead. Let's see if we can sprint to grabbing them and taking them out. Okay, we've got some more ammo. That's better. We're actually going to go ahead a little bit, go further. Find it winds to the right and the left. Now we are kind of dropping in behind the base. We see some troopers below. We're just going to throw thermal detonator into the squad below. All right, we've got 5 of them. And 2 more. Now we can use our Briar pistol, shoot at an enemy far off in the distance and kind of inside the base. It looks like this part of the base that we found is kind of a large dividing wall. It's got some openings in it with some bridges. But we don't see any way down. And it looks like we're going to get hurt if we drop down there. So we're actually going to backtrack. Oh, we see some ammo and shields below us. Grabbing that. Jumping back up to this opening, past the 2 troopers we took out. Sprinting a bit. Back down this step, these different kind of steppings that wind to the left and the right. Okay, and now we see that small nook where we saw that initial stormtrooper on the right side. So we can jump back into that nook, grab his ammo. We're going to jump up these taller steps that kind of weave off to the right. Alright, we have our full shields and health. 55 ammo, that's much better. So we're at the top now of this kind of stairwell of sorts carved into the rock. We see a ledge that's heading off to the right. And now we see some kind of metal archways that seem to be supporting a tunnel through the rock. So I think we're getting closer to the base. It's looking more metallic. And another kind of metal area above us. Training droid and a commando. Where are you, training droid? There you are. Got it. Okay. Of course, that wasted a lot of our ammo. We're just going to drop down near this kind of metal shaft. It's been carved into the rock. We see an opening. Okay, now we're jumping inside of the hole in this metal ventilation sort of thing. Turning on our lights so we can see. Actually, you know what? We're going to switch to our infrared night goggles. See some fans below us, metal grating all around us in this ventilation. We're going to drop down to the next level. See a small mouse droid. Destroy that. Grab its battery. This ventilation shaft has a sharp left turn, then has a branch off to the right. Training droids. I'm going to grab my briar pistol and see if I can... The briar pistol does not seem to be working, at least not from a distance. Alright, so let's try heading off to the right where that training droid was. Now we have to crouch down even lower. We're almost crawling on our belly here through this area. We see ahead a trooper in front of us. We're going to shoot them. Grab some ammo. Another droid there. Not sure who else saw us. We found a stairwell here. Grab the ammo on the other side of the stairwell. Commando above us. Okay, we shot that commando. We're actually going to go back into that vent for a second. Down on our belly. Turn the vision goggles again. Head back to that branch in the vent. And then head straight instead of veering off to the right. So it looks like there's a turret in front of us. It's kind of a gray blob. A gray box hanging down from the ceiling with a gray barrel. Very simple, nondescript, kind of triangular shaped. Just gonna blow that up. Got it. All right, and we destroyed the mouse droid below. We found a lot of thermal detonators down here, about 5. Some ammo clips that we definitely need to get our ammo up to 82. And we have picked up maxed out our shields. So we're going to jump back into the vent that we dropped out of here. Head back to that right branch. Crawl on our belly to get back out. And back into this open area where we found that Stormtrooper and Commando. So this open area here, it has the stairwell. Kind of flanked on each side by tall gray walls. And the walls actually have writing on them. Ewoks suck. What is that? Oh, there's a... Trooper, not a trooper, excuse me, an officer above us. Okay, we took them out. They were both on ledges above us, which we can't quite get to. But near this open area, we have the kind of familiar gray, bluish, kind of drab imperial texturing with a few blue point lights inside of it, as well as some point lights in the ceiling above. And we also see some interesting new stairwell decorations. They're kind of like little red lights highlighting the steps. And there's also some light gray kind of boxed in pillars with red striping. So we're going to head up the almost Christmas light stairwell here. Oh, we got the drop on a commando, but it looks like a turret found us. Yep, 2 turrets. Okay, we're going to give a quick attempt at blowing them up with thermal detonators. It's a little bit tricky here. Let's see. Got him. All right, perfect. Got one of them anyway. All right, we got the second one with the trooper, trooper rifle. All right, there's a door here, but we cannot open it. So we're going to head back to the left side of this branch. Kind of T-shaped hallway. Now, behind the far side of this other end of the T, we see kind of a computer room, got some stripe lighting, some vertical stripe lighting as well, and a switch. We're going to hit that switch. We're going to run by sprinting back to that door that was kind of locked, and we got through it. Okay. And we see an elevator, so we're going to hit that elevator, jump on. It takes us just up to the next level in kind of a U-turn shape. And now we see some kind of winding steps to about just a quarter circle with a couple steps on it. Again, Christmas light steps lit above and below. So heading up that quarter spiral with Christmas light steps. We're going to grab some ammo from these enemies that have been looking down on us from the stairwell below. And then we see 2 more turrets. We're going to try that trick again with the thermal detonators. Oh, not quite. Try it again. All right, we got the first one, but not the second one. So we'll switch to our trooper rifle. Shoot the second one. Got it. Okay. And then there's one off to the right as well. Got it. Okay, we're going to grab the shields at the end of this dead-end hallway. And then we see a slight step up to this next level, again, lined with Christmas lights around the step. And then we see a small room in front of us. It's got a small kind of window doorway to another room. I'm guessing this is some kind of storage room. I'm going to grab the power cells we find there. And then head back out of this dead-end storage room, back to the hallway that had been surrounded by turrets. At the end of the hallway, looks like we've got an elevator that goes down. We're going to step on that. It's going to take us down to another opening that kind of winds around to the right. Kind of curves around, I should say. Another mouse droid taken out. A couple more stormtroopers that were on our left. We see a small door here. Oh, another room full of energy shields. So we're going to grab those energy shields and head back out of that shield room. That doesn't have anything else in it. See a pillar here, as well as some more Christmas light steps going up. Surrounded by some darker gray tiling. Looks like the light here is very dark. Just a few point lights in this darkened hallway. There's also kind of a wall. It almost looks like a wall of lights, wall of red lights on the right side, and a small door next to it. So we'll open that small door. We see it's opening up, and some troopers here. So now those troopers in this brighter area. We see again some more of the drab imperial texturing in a doorway, but we can't open that door either. But what we do see is what looks like another wall of red dots, but with some numbers on them. The numbers are starting out with a pattern that looks like a D, possibly a stylized R, and then something that looks like maybe two mountain peaks in kind of a triangular shape. So I think we need to find the code first. So otherwise, it doesn't look like we can go anywhere. Nope, nothing else here. So we're gonna head back through the doorway, small doorway we came through, past that wall of red lights, back to that darkened hallway. Veers off to the left, we see some stormtroopers up ahead and some kind of open tunnel with some other beams supporting it above. Take out another trooper and another imperial officer. We see another branch where it veers off to the right. Again, kind of a slowly arcing toward the right. As these steps gradually head upwards, I'm going to take out a turret. Okay, we got that turret and the trooper that was there. But before we head up, we're going to head straight ahead at the other side of the branch, the left side of the branch. We see a long kind of tunnel with supporting arches similar to what we saw before, and it branches left and right, kind of a T-shaped intersection. Opening the left, trooper here, another trooper there. This looks like it's some kind of storage area, but it's otherwise empty, so we'll leave that. Head to the right side of that T-shaped, or that triangle-shaped branch. There's an opening and then a elevator here. Veering off to the left, we have another small doorway, taking out the trooper inside, the officer inside, two troopers, and a turret. Wow, that was very expensive. We got almost all our shields taken out, but we did get a new weapon. It looks like some kind of repeater weapon that shoots small pulses of blue energy. We're gonna head back down that elevator, back to the doorway into the triangle-shaped room. Otherwise, it looks like we're done with this. So we're gonna head back through that kind of cavernous hallway that has these dark gray supports. And then we're going to head up that gradually curving hallway that's gradually stepping upward. Step. All right, let's got that trooper. Okay, we come to the end here. Now we see it's veering off to the left. A few more steps. Christmas lights and line steps. Took out two more troopers in a larger open, rectangular open room. Now this room seems like there's not anything in it, but if we go all the way to the far side of it, we can see there are steps, and they're very narrow steps. We're going to have these narrow Christmas lit steps. And it takes a U-turn. And another kind of hard U-turn. Okay, taking out this last stormtrooper here. Oh. A couple more stormtroopers here. Looks like there were a total of 4 here. Oh, and 5. And then in the distance, we see another kind of vault door with a circular red ring in it, just ahead. But before we get there, we cross a small bridge ledge area with an opening on either side. And then this vault entrance area is quite dark. We see a nook off to the left, but we're not going to go there yet. We're going to try and open the vault door. Opens to the left. We see a small room inside. And then heading inside, we see in the corner a small elevator. We're going to head that elevator. We see 4 stormtroopers and an officer. Okay, we see an outside area and some windows along with a switch. We're gonna hit that switch. Okay, that's opened some doors in the outside area. And it looks like there's a card here that the officer dropped. We're gonna grab that. It says code key 5 added to PDA inventory. Okay, I think we can use that code in the kind of vault puzzle we saw earlier. So let's head back that way. Down the elevator we came in, through this vault-like door with the red ring. Back through the hallway we came up. Down that 90-degree pivot, a U-turn. Back into that open room. Down these gradual steps. through this kind of somewhat bent hallway. Okay, now we're down at the bottom area. Right, now where was that vault? It was not through the door with the triangular hallway, 3 doors. Instead, we go back through the cavern-like hallway with supports in it, and the darker hallway near the wall of red lights. So we're gonna go through the door next to the wall of red lights. Aha, here we go. Now we can see the combination pattern, which again, starting out looks like a kind of a D, stylized R, and like 2 little mountain triangles. We're gonna open our PDA. Take a quick check at our inventory here. Okay, so we see code 5, and it looks like the symbols make the number 3, what looks like a letter C that's kind of a triangular shape that's cut off on the right, and then the letter D symbol. So we're gonna press exit from our PDA. So 3, we're gonna hit the use key while we aim at the leftmost symbol. Now it changes to like kind of an apple tilted sideways. Now we see the mountains, but we don't want that. An X-like symbol. We see the R-like symbol, but we don't want that. We see a perfect triangle, but we don't want that. Okay, the letter 3. What looks like the letter 3. Okay, what was that again? Quick check. C, 3CD. Okay, so now let's look for that letter C. And now we see the letter C after hitting E 2 or 3 times. Now changing the third symbol, it's starting on kind of like the 2 mountains. Now we see an X, now an R, now a triangle, now a 3, now that kind of like tilted C. D, okay, and it automatically opened, we got it right. So we see 2 doors opening behind us. One that opened vertically and the other that went to the right. So I guess they want to keep whatever it is in here is quite safe. I'm gonna take out this trooper inside. We see a switch off to the right, it's already green. And then we see a really tall hallway that's got some strobing lights. The hallway winds around and also is kind of a spiral staircase heading upwards. We're passing a door as we go up. Take a quick peek inside. There's a trooper in here. 2 troopers actually, one to the right, one near the front. And there's a kind of a small room with a kind of a barrier wall. The other side of the barrier wall is another large door with a red ring. We open that large door, we can see there's a large cavern inside, circular cavern with a huge pillar in the middle. Some troopers shooting at us from a window up above. And there seem to be switches at different places, kind of almost in a spiraling pattern going upward and around the pillar. But we can't get there yet, there's no bridge. So we're gonna head back to the spiral staircase on the outside. The strobing lights. Take out a trooper here. You see a commando behind him. Another doorway. Again, another door. Take out the commando inside here. Just take a quick peek. Yep, it's continuing further and further up. So that's what's going to keep happening as we make our way up. So I think we'll keep clearing these doors as we go. Okay, there's one more door here near as we head upwards. Another barrier wall and another red ring door. Okay, this looks like one of the last ones before it looks like we get near the top. So I'll head back out since, again, the bridge isn't available yet. Okay, so now at the top, there's a long hallway with some turrets. Whoa, Guardian. And they took us out. And we reset and got revived all the way back at the bottom. But it looks like the code's already been entered and we can get back inside. So we'll head back up from the bottom of the spiral, kind of half-cylinder shaped spiral staircase. Take out the next turret. Got it. Okay, both these turrets are down. So we see a hallway that's quite bright, has some diamond lights and some square tiles on the floor. It's also got some kind of square tiling on the walls, but also with some cross pattern bright red, which I guess is maybe some kind of warning or indicating what kind of classification the area is. One more stormtrooper as we round the turn to the right. And we open a door at the end. We see a trooper who is ready and shooting at us, as well as 2 commandos. And then there's a small room here at the top, a couple shields. And we see what looks like some kind of special material that's in an opening in that large pillar in the room in front of us, that cylindrical room we saw earlier. We also see the bridge is currently in position to allow someone to walk across it. But it looks like we can't get there yet because we would need to go somewhere else. And we don't have a way to do that. So we have 2 switches on either side of the window. We have a switch on the left, which seems to be changing the position up or down. So right now it's gone down 1 position. But it's not aligned with any doors. So we'll hit the other switch and we see that moves the bridge kind of around the cylinder. If we look down, we can see there was a door that opened, but it's much lower. So if we keep rotating it around to the door at this next level, just below us, Okay, we can see it's perfectly aligned, and the red ring door is automatically open, showing the body of the trooper that we had taken out earlier. So we'll head back out to the red striped hallway. Take a left to go back down, and to the first door that was nearest the top of the strobing hallway. And now we can see as we walk out onto the bridge, there's a switch. We hit that switch on the pillar. We hear a sound, not quite sure what it's doing, but I guess it's done something good. So we'll move the bridge again by heading back up past the red striped hallway to the control room. Now we're going to try moving it to the next position, which lowers it down by hitting the left switch. And we'll hit the right switch to move it more toward the left. You see, it looks like it's not. Oh, it is aligned. Okay, so this is the next one. So back out to the red striped hallway, to the left, back down to the strobing, spiraling stairwell. Now the second from the top, and then we'll open this doorway. Yep, it's aligned. Okay, so we're going to hit the switch on the pillar at this level. Make our way back up the spiraling staircase with the probing lights, through the red striped hallway, to the right, the door. Okay, now we'll move it down, I guess, again. Yeah, it's gone down again. Hit the switch on the right to move it again. And now it looks like we have to go to the very foot of the spiraling, pulsing stairwell. Heading down, 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 down. Oh, did I pass the first one? Okay, so now the first door from the bottom. Open that. Yep, we can hit this switch. So hit this switch. Something seems to have happened. I'm guessing that may have opened a doorway to allow us to get up higher. Yeah, I don't see anything out here at the bottom, so let's head back up the spiraling, pulsating staircase with the pulsing light. Through the striped room, red striped room, into the control room. Yep, and we've seen something has opened inside this small control room. To the right side of it, we see a door has opened with a narrow red line stairwell. Heading up that red line stairwell, which is otherwise quite gray and dark. We come to the top to another small red striped stairwell, and we can see the metal, but we didn't align the bridge yet, so we'll have to head right back down again. Hit the switch to reset the bridge, bring it all the way back up to the top. And we're going to need to hit the switch on the right to align it. Hit the switch on the right. Okay, now it's rotating further around. It's passing right in front of us. And it appears to have stopped where we want it. So we're going to head up the narrow stairwell here. Yep, we can see the bridge is in place. So in front of us as we cross the bridge, we see the gap in between the large pillar pieces has that kind of square gray tiling. But in the middle, we see some kind of vial, which looks like it's got kind of an hourglass shape inside, and something resting in the middle is kind of a light blue and white glowing material. We grabbed it. Frick metal.
That's all we need. Let's get out of here. I'm getting nervous.
Okay, the tower went down, but then right back up immediately. Oop, it looks like it's kind of pulsing back and forth. So I think we're going to jump off near the bottom where we saw a doorway. So we're going to jump off. Oh, this hurts. So we're going to take a couple quick jumps to get to this doorway. It took us up a quick elevator and dumped us out at the foot of the spiral pulsating staircase. So now we have to find our way out. Back the way we came in, past the wall of red lights in the dark hallway. We're going to head back into the interior of the base, similar to where we found that opening to the outside. We're going to pass up the winding stairwell that also has red lit steps. Through the narrow U-turn stairwell, sharp right turn. Now we're near this first vault-like door we saw with the first red ring. Oh, we see some commandos. Now we're going to pass the red ring door on the left this time to that little ledge kind of nook we saw earlier. Pass through that hallway, taking a right, and then another right. As it winds around, it almost does kind of a gradual U-turn around. And now we can see those big blast doors we'd opened earlier, but they are guarded by some thermal detonator. By some turrets. We're going to use some thermal detonators. Too high, too low. No, not quite. Too high again. How many thermal detonators does it take? Okay, it takes about 5 if you're a bad aim with thermals as I am. Okay, so we're going to go through the large doorways we'd opened earlier. They're kind of surrounded by rectangular spotlights and some, or point lights, and there's some point lights in the ceiling in this grayish room that leads outside. Finally, we're back outside in kind of a dark, shadowy area with a very tall, cavernous ceiling. You can see some openings from the interior, looking outward from inside the base, including where we saw from the switch that we pulled earlier. We're gonna head through a lower area. We see a commander down below us, and some lower areas dropping down into the caverns. Finally, we see a narrow hallway that's been carved out. It's lined with some vertical lights. There's a trooper not facing us, facing away from us. I'm sorry, that was an officer taking out that officer and another officer next to them. Okay, we see another view of another blast door and some troopers outside in a more brightly lit area. We can hear the howling of the wind outside. There's also a switch next to the window, which is quite hard to see, but we're gonna hit that switch. It's lowering that blast door on the outside, so we're gonna head back out, do this carved out tunnel. We see two troopers out here that were kind of guarding from the top of the blast door. Now we're back outside to that area we had thrown a thermal detonator earlier to blow up that group of troopers, so we're gonna pick up their ammo. Yeah, we finished this. So we're gonna head to the far end, just past the troopers, near where we had thrown that thermal. And we see there's an elevator here carved into the rocks. We're gonna step on that elevator. Okay, and it takes us up to some ledges and drops us back down to another side of the ledge here. This looks familiar where we had started earlier. So now we're going to try and make our way back to where we started. So I'm going to head off to the left in this darker cavernous area. You see it's winding around to the left and out to the right. You can see the open chasm or canyon on our left. It winds around to the right. Another chasm on our right, passing down to the left as we just kind of step down each of these chunks. We're making our way across a small ledge area, a small gap we saw earlier. Some troopers below who we haven't disturbed yet. Okay, now we're back to that familiar metal beam that we had seen near the landing area, and that's where we need to get back to. The landing area for Jan to pick us up. Whoop, some folks below saw us. We can't really shoot them easily, so we're just going to head back. Okay, now we're in that first clearing area we had started with a small overhang on what was the left and now is on our right. We see the first few stormtroopers and officer that we had encountered. We're going to head straight ahead into the another tunnel area, the first tunnel we had seen. And now we see the landing pad area, kind of that we started at, that metal carve out of the canyon. And the Moldy Crow has arrived to pick us up. Mission objectives complete. Press escape to end mission. We see the Moldy Crow getting closer and ready to pick us up. So press escape. Next mission configuration, quit to DOS, return to game. Okay, so we're all done. So we click next mission. Mission goals complete, continue to next mission. So that was the Imperial Research Facility, Mission 4 of Dark Forces. Thanks for listening, and until next time, game onward.